Good morning to you, Aaron. The preps are well underway. Check this out. I'm standing in the middle of Pennsylvania. Typically, you can't do that on a Saturday morning. And police say a body is inside, as you mentioned, Daniel, of that SUV found submerged in 8 feet of water here on the Geist Reservoir. I'm standing on what was once called the shelter house. This was the roof of the shelter house. Police say 5 of these covers have been stolen from homes here in the past week. Easily, you can pick one of these up, walk away, and toss it in the back seat of your vehicle. Indy's known as the racing capital, but cars were moving slow, if at all, today. We are at the corner of Maryland and Capitol. It was a very chaotic scene. Folks in a jovial mood tonight right now, but that was not the case earlier. That breaking news we begin with is coming out of Shelby County, where witnesses told police they heard multiple shots fired. Metro Police are looking for a driver who lost control of his Jeep and slammed into a house. This happened around 3 this morning. Police want to know how a man posing as an Air France pilot made it all the way past security. When she left this gas station, she went to a friend's house. She left that friend's house very upset. And the vehicle she filled up at this station Thursday, more than 3 days later, was pulled from the Geist Reservoir. Those who knew and loved Peyton Rekoff wept as divers pulled her SUV from Geist Reservoir. And so did Michael Rekoff. He fought tears as he shared the 2 things he will miss most about his granddaughter.
Her big hugs and just her big, beautiful smile.
The last time anyone saw the 18-year-old was Thursday. Divers found her vehicle submerged in 8 feet of water, not far from the home where she lived. Police do not suspect foul play in her disappearance. Do police think she drove the vehicle into the pond or the reservoir?
I don't know that, and I don't know that the police know that. I'd rather not comment about that.
Instead, he is focusing on the bright memories, which dark circumstances cannot dim. One memory he says he'll never forget: playing catch in this yard.
She had a great arm. She was a good hitter and played on the varsity team at Hamilton Southeastern. She was just an amazing girl. She really was. She's had so many friends and was so active in everything, had an outstanding grade average, had a scholastic scholarship to KU.
What did she want to study?
She wanted to be a dentist.
That explains her beautiful smile.
Yeah, exactly.
A smile now frozen in pictures. It was her first time behind the wheel of a go-kart. It was also the start of a painful journey for Shelby Crouch.
The last thing I remember is being in the go-kart, holding onto the steering wheel, and that's it. I don't remember ever driving.
Crouch's long locks got gripped in the spinning axle at Whiteland Raceway. 80% of her scalp was ripped from her head. The brutal force of it left her with a traumatic brain injury, hearing loss, and a skull fracture.
This is my collection of bandanas.
Now, she wears a bandana to cover her bald head.
There are still days where I get down. There's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't look at myself in the mirror when I'm brushing my teeth or anything like that, and I just have glimpses of what I used to look like, and yearn for that back.
Days after Shelby's accident, an IT-Made investigation uncovered industry standards established in 2000 state that all rotating or heated parts of recreational go-karts should be covered. But the axles at Whiteland were exposed, and while industry standards exist, the state has no law that enforces them. Now, Shelby and her mom will push lawmakers for change.
Why is it our state that doesn't have such laws? It's just the duty of the state to make sure that each one of their citizens is safe while having fun.
I don't want another mother to ever have to go through this, and I don't want another person to have to go through what Shelby's been through.
When we first started stringing them around the wall,
Shelby hasn't been alone. Above her bed, get well cards from friends, family, and strangers form across. Still, she has tough days.
they're few and far between. They're getting there, at least.
She credits her faith in helping her get through those tough times. And it's why she's talking now, 9 months after her accident, about what happened.
People coming to me and saying, you know, Shelby, you're an inspiration, your story is an inspiration, because that doesn't, I try not let that go to my head. I mean, I give all the glory to God. I mean, without him, I wouldn't be here.
12 inches. That's where my tape measure is marked right now. And the city says 12 inches is how tall grass must be before they send someone to cut it. But this grass in this yard is measuring at 4 feet. I asked city leaders today, what's taking so long to get this yard cut?
Yeah, I can't get over there.
Brandy Coleman looks away, but that doesn't change the painful truth.
And I found one in the yard and then one up here. But now I just have my lonely rooster roof. There's more chickens laying over there I can't get to. So I found them yesterday morning, all 5 out of my 6 dead.
Her chickens were prey and devoured in this tall grass next to her home. Coleman says all sorts of animals hide in this urban jungle. Coleman and her neighbor keep their yards pristine. The women say they've called the mayor's action line about the problem, but nothing has happened.
And I got put on hold, and so I just kind of gave up.
Coleman first called May 2nd and again yesterday.
I've called them a couple times this week, and yesterday they told me that I'm wasting my breath. It's already been sent to a contractor, but they're so backed up they can't get to everybody quick enough.
We took their concerns to the Department of Code Enforcement. Is the department behind in cutting grass?
I wouldn't say that we're behind. Our goal is always 15 days.
Coleman submitted her request more than 30 days ago, and the city says it sent a letter to the homeowner warning them to cut the grass. Otherwise, the city would cut it and charge the homeowner.
We will issue a bill for $353 to that property owner. That will go against their house as far as the lien.
But how likely is it the city will get paid? I did some research and discovered the owner of this property owes $11,000 in taxes and hasn't paid since at least 2007.
No, and it's not pointless whatsoever. At the end of the day, there is a property owner and they do receive a bill to be paid.
Brandy Coleman still wants to know.
How long do we have to wait?
The city promises there will be a private contractor out here to cut the grass within a couple of days. But as I was working on this story throughout the day, I raised another question. At what point does the city step in to take over abandoned property like this when the homeowner or the property owner is behind $11,000 in taxes?